With health updates on a few stars and more, this is Wrestling Hub. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. Explaining why he hasn't watched many of his matches in WWE, Seth Rollins said this to Mythical Kitchen: "You find things, little imperfections in everything that you do. I'll go have a match or a segment or a promo and I'll come back and everybody will have told me all of these great things about it, but I get to a point where I can't watch my own matches back. I'll have the match and I'll go, that felt really good. I had this amazing connection with the audience. I felt like everything went the way I thought it was going to go in my head, maybe better. I'm living on this high of adrenaline, but if I go back and watch it, instead of being able to enjoy it the same way, I'll just all over it." Noting why WWE will not be holding press conferences at the Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia, BWE posted on X: "Unfortunately, no pre or post location not ready to host conferences." With Toni Storm lying across the announce table on Collision, commentator for AEW Tony Schiavone noted how he maintained his composure. "Well, I knew that Toni was going to do something on the table. I thought she was just going to sit on the table, but she yanked the top off and stared at me and then just laid right on the table with her rear end right here in my face. So now I've got a girl's rear end of my face and I've got to play it straight. Then she takes an orange. She had two oranges, right? She flipped me one, if I recall, or handed me one. I ended up with one. Then she bit the other orange. She bit right into it real hard right there. Boom, and orange juice squirted in my face. I took that orange and lobbed it over towards Dasha's lap when we went to a break." Going over his current feelings when it comes to AEW, Rob Van Dam said on his One of a Kind podcast, of course, everyone is super cool there. Now that I've got a little bit of a situation as far as teaming up with Hook, I feel there is more reason than ever to have me there. I feel good about that as opposed to I don't expect to ever hear from them again." RVD would go on to note that those online have come up with the tag team name of Smoke and Choke for him and Hook. Taking to X, Realistica revealed that he has signed with AEW, posting this video of himself with president of the company, Tony Khan.
Muchas gracias to you, my friend. Muchas gracias. Thank you, my friend. No, gracias. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Desde hoy soy Elite Wrestler. Thank you very much, Realistica. Let's fucking go.
For the latest on MLW suing WWE, Ringside News wrote that in a shocking twist of events, MLW filed a lawsuit against the behemoth that is WWE back in January 2022, unleashing a storm of accusations and legal drama. MLW, not one to pull punches, accused WWE of engaging in anti-competitive practices, essentially crying foul play. They claimed that Vince McMahon's empire used its immense influence to thwart MLW's attempts to secure a juicy television deal with a major network. According to MLW, this interference hindered their growth and stomped all over antitrust laws. But hold on to your legal briefs, because the courtroom drama didn't stop there. It was alleged that Triple H himself picked up the phone and contacted Madison Square Garden, urging them to pull the plug on an event hosted by New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor. The wrestling world was left reeling from the implications of this jaw-dropping revelation. WWE, of course, didn't take this legal body slam lying down. They sought to have the lawsuit dismissed, claiming that MLW's claims held no water. However, the court had different plans and ruled against WWE's motion, giving MLW's lawsuit the green light to move forward. It was then that things got even more interesting. MLW, in their quest for justice, requested a whopping 22 years of data from WWE as a part of their lawsuit. Talk about digging deep. WWE, not one to be outdone, presented an extensive list of potential defenses against MLW in what has become a legal smackdown for the ages. But wait, The latest twist in this ongoing saga brings us to October 31st. The United States District Court, Northern Division of California, San Jose Division, decided to slam the brakes on MLW's motion to strike many of WWE's potential defenses. Some of WWE's defenses were given the green light, signaling a new phase in the legal showdown, the discovery phase. What does this mean for the future of the lawsuit? Well, unless these wrestling giants decide to settle their differences behind closed doors, we're in for a legal spectacle like no other. Revealing an interesting fact regarding Solo Sikoa, Wrestling Stat and Info said Superstar Zoo's first one-on-one pay-per-view / premium live event match in WWE was against John Cena, 2004 Rene Dupree, 2004 Jesus, 2009 Sheamus, 2010 Wade Barrett, 2012 John Laurinaitis, 2015 Kevin Owens, 2023 Solo Sikoa joins this list this weekend at Crown Jewel. Announcing that he underwent a procedure, Erik of the Viking Raiders posted a photo and wrote on Instagram, "I cannot express the proper gratitude and thankfulness to the amazing Dr. Cordover and his incredible staff at Andrews Sports Medicine and St. Vincent's Hospital in Birmingham, Alabama, and to WWE for always making sure I have the best care possible. C6 and C7 fusion surgery was successful and recovery begins now. I'm excited for all the possibilities once my cybernetic upgrades come fully online." Mentioning the status of Bryan Danielson, who recently underwent a procedure for a broken orbital bone, Ringside News wrote, Excalibur said Bryan Danielson will be back hopefully by the end of the year. This was not an official prognosis, but it certainly means that AEW is hopeful that Danielson will be back in the next 2 months. According to Helpline, typically individuals can resume work or school approximately 1 week after undergoing surgery for a right orbital fracture. However, it's essential to heed your doctor's guidance, which may include avoiding heavy lifting or strenuous physical activities for a minimum of 3 weeks. That being said, with Bryan Danielson just having surgery over the last couple of days, it appears that his in-ring return could go down. Perhaps AEW fans will see him recover in time for their December pay-per-view. As 3 of their talent have quit Capital Championship Wrestling and accused the promotion of mistreatment and not paying properly, they released this statement in response. "We established CCW with the intention of providing a platform for talented women to showcase their abilities. We wanted to give countless skilled women who simply needed an opportunity. However, it is impossible to please everyone no matter how hard we try. We would like to express our respect for the 3 wrestlers who have chosen to leave CCW. Nevertheless, we must address we made an error with one of our sponsors. We have acknowledged this mistake, apologized, and the sponsor was refunded as soon as possible, and made good on the other obligations to the sponsor. We believe in honoring our commitments and ensuring that sponsorships contribute to various aspects of our operations, including venue expenses, production costs, travel arrangements for talent, and more. However, it is crucial to emphasize that our primary focus is taking care of our talent according to the agreed upon terms. Our aim is to elevate women's wrestling, and we extend an invitation to anyone who wishes to join us on this journey. We kindly request that you gather all the necessary information before taking action, as we are transparent and have nothing to hide. While sponsorships are important for helping cover talent and operating costs, frankly, we do not generate any revenue. Instead, we dedicate a significant amount of money each month out of our own pocket to entertain our fans and ensure that everyone has a memorable experience at our shows. Our talent is not merely a statistic or a booking. We consider them part of our family, and we want them to know this unequivocally." Now, Steph DeLander said this in response. "Things I witnessed and experienced firsthand. Almost every female talent guilted into working for a lower rate than usual. Posters and trading cards created and sold using talent's name and likeness without them knowing and not seeing a cent of the profit. After my first show, there was no hotel room for me, so I got dropped at the airport at 3 a.m. for my 7 a.m. flight. $100 missing from my pay envelope. 3 women, myself, and 2 Impact talent included, 1 current champion at the time, booked in a hotel room with 1 bed. Women working multiple matches on the show and only getting paid for 1. With him suffering fractures to his C1 and C2 vertebrae back in March of last year, Big E gave an update on his health, telling Busted Open Radio, "I wish I had more information for you. Right now, there is really no timeline. I've been to a few different doctors who have looked over my scans. I don't have any issues. I feel great, but I broke my C1 in 2 different places. It's called a Jefferson fracture, and because of the nature of the fracture, it takes longer to heal. Initially, they told me 3 months. I thought 3 months and I would be back to wrestling, but things ended up being more complex. There are chances I might take with a broken forearm or finger. An ACL injury I've had before. Started wrestling when I was 23, and at the time I was like, if I die in the ring doing what I love, so be it. I'm 37 now, and you see life differently, and you have other things to think about. I'm trying to make the best decision for myself and my health moving forward. I don't have any answers." As MJF's contract is set to expire on January 1st, many are wondering if he will leave AEW for WWE. Now, a hint of this possibility has come out, with the company posting a graphic for their All in London event for August, where the AEW World Champion is noticeably left out. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.